What is going on, people? Inside That Internet Machine 2024 is no more. It is time for the 2025 channel update video. All right, so I hope your 2025 has started off awesome. I'm about 2 or 3 weeks late on this video. You know, life happens. But I think it's important to do an update video every year on the channel just to cover at least 3 main topics, you know, sort of state of the channel, your gaming goals, collecting goals. I find that it helps keep me on point, keeps me sort of following down the path that I want to be on that year for those particular issues. And then I've got a couple extra talking points. And yeah, we'll just jump into it. The state of the channel. Channel's good, man. You know, mental health is good. Feeling strong like bull. No burnout. I don't feel stressed or anxiety about making YouTube videos. I sort of just do this as a hobby. This isn't my career or anything like that. And I like connecting with everybody in the gaming community and making videos when I can. So, you know, I never really get YouTube burnout or anything like that because I don't feel obligated to, you know, keep up with the Joneses and make drama videos or go out and buy stuff just so I can have a pickup video. There used to be a time, you know, 5-10 years ago or whatever, when I first started, I felt like I had to make content, but I definitely don't feel like that anymore. Channel's at 5,600 subscribers, and I always say this, I'm very grateful and thankful for everybody that subscribes, likes, comments, shares, you know, hits that notification bell, all that stuff, all those great interactions in the comment section. I try and answer every comment. As many as I can, at least, you know, but yeah, I think moving forward this year, you know, pickup videos are always sort of a staple of the channel, but I want to try and make more, you know, like top 15, more gamey type videos. But again, it's a time issue, you know, but I do have a couple of videos coming down the chute that I've already got lists for, top 15 Super Nintendo games and top 10 easiest Nintendo games. So, you know, look forward to those. If you're interested in that kind of stuff and this is your first CM Retro video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Gaming goals. Here's the thing. I always try to beat 12 to 24 games a year. That is my own personal goal. Some people have less goals. Some people have, you know, higher goals. You know, Linda and Captain Algebra, they try and do like 100 games a year, which is crazy. And they always seem to get close or get to that number. But I just don't have the time to do that. But I think 12 to 24 is a good goal. That's a game a month, 2 games a month. We're not playing, you know, 500-hour RPGs here. It might be a pretty simple game or an easy game, but, you know, we'll get through it. And I have a spreadsheet for all the consoles, so I'll add that game to the list. And, you know, my work life and my life is centered around achieving goals. That's what kind of gives me happiness. So I think we'll be able to get to 12 to 24 games, considering I beat 8 games in the month of January. So we're right on track to, you know, do that. I want to beat some key games. You know, everybody talks about their backlog and all that stuff. And the backlog is real, but I really want to concentrate on some of those key games, you know, those games that you feel like you have to beat. Like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I wrote that down here. And Ninja Turtles 4 on Super Nintendo. That's a game that I feel like I have to beat. So looking forward to playing through those this year. Other than that, I kept it simple this year. Last year, I had some like crazy gaming goals about military games on the NES, and then 12, you know, or 24 games, and then, you know, games on consoles I never play. This year, just kind of want to keep it simple and slim it down. And those are really it. Beat 12 to 24 games, and then beat some of the key games on my backlog. So yeah. All right, so the last sort of main topic here is collecting goals. I really don't have collecting goals anymore. I say this all the time. I'm very happy, very blessed with all the stuff that I have. And yeah, you know, I've been on an incredible journey the last 15 years when I started retro collecting around 2010. And I've just been able to have access to and pick up and trade for and buy some amazing stuff when it comes to my collection. But at least last year and moving into this year, you really want to weigh the needs versus the wants. Do you need that game in your collection, or do you want it in your collection? And for me, unless it's just like a super killer deal, like you're at a garage sale and someone's got, you know, Mega Man 5 for 10 bucks or something like that, I'm generally not going to pick it up if I'm not going to play it within like the next 2 years. If I don't, that doesn't mean I'm actually going to do it. Just like, nah, you know, I'm probably not going to play this game in the next couple years. Perfect example. I beat Top Gear 3000 on Super Nintendo last year. It was a great game. Wanted to play the other Top Gear games. I have a couple copies at my local store, you know, for 10 bucks. And I'm like, am I going to play this game in 2025 or 2026? Probably not. So, you know, I didn't buy it. So we're doing good there. I'll give you an example, because I had it written down, of being a little bit more choosy with what I buy. Copy of Star Wars Battlefront on the PlayStation 2, you know, black label, complete, nice condition, manual, registration card, all that stuff. This was at the thrift store. It was $5. Now, sells for about 10 to 12 bucks. It's not a high return on investment game to sell it. But in my mind, I thought, well, if I find a PlayStation 2 and I resell it on Facebook Marketplace, I always throw a game in, or if it's like a VCR, I'll throw a tape in. So I bought it for that. And then I was like, when was the last time I actually found a PlayStation 2 at a garage sale and then sold it on Facebook Marketplace to where I would need this game? It's been like 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? Like, it just... So that's the type of stuff that I definitely have to stop buying stuff like this, even if I'm buying it for a good reason, you know, to bundle it with a console. In fact, I have a copy of Star Wars Battlefront on my eBay store for 10 bucks that nobody's even looked at in the last 2 years. So could I have spent that $5 somewhere else or pocketed it? Sure. But that's an example of stuff where you just kind of need to cut out, you know, the needs and the wants. I didn't really need it, but I wanted it, but I didn't want it for a pure reason. I wanted it for something that completely, that's the mental health aspect of game collecting, right? So I prefer to do like trades, you know, Tyler and I will trade, or we'll have the trade show at the end of the year and we'll trade. So trying to keep expenses down. In 2024, I spent $178.27 on video games out of pocket, and $40 of that was on Castle Shikigami 2 on the Switch. So if that game had never come out, or I didn't need it or whatever, it'd be like 138 bucks. So all in all, I spent about $180 out of pocket on games, and then $9.03 out of pocket on accessories and extras. And that was for a Outrun 2006 manual for the Xbox. Found it at GameStop, got it kind of cheap, and then just bought the manual off of eBay to make it complete. But yeah, I would say this year, I've already spent $30 out of pocket because I found an NES dog bone controller. So I don't know, that number will go up for next year. All right, so the first thing is the live video game trade show. I think everybody has a good time with that, so I'll bring that back this year. Usually happens at the end of August, first part of September. As we get closer to that date, I will, you know, announce it and talk about it more. But we always have a good time, you know. It's a good excuse to drink beer and show off games and talk about games and trade games. Usually Wood's there. Mr. Matthews was in the stream this year, which was awesome. Love Mr. Matthews. Retro Tibion, Retro Hack, you know, just all these dudes that have a bunch of games that they want to trade and stuff. So able to make some trades. It was awesome. I never feel like I get the bad end of the stick on that. So the trade show is always fun. So hope to see you there. I literally put on here just to kind of be cheeky. Gonna be cheeky. Get your trade bait saved up. So save up your trade bait. I've already started a little tub where I'm putting some of the better items that I find that I don't really need to sell to make my money back on the lot. I just kind of put it in there. So we'll have some cool stuff for the trade show. The last thing is that in 2024, I said that 2024 was gonna be a great year in gaming, and it was. I beat 70 games exactly, and it was just a great year to sit down, not really buy games, and you know, play through the games and enjoy the games that we already have. There was a lot of people out there that, you know, also did the same thing, which was awesome. You know, Linda posted her video, Captain Algebra, back in the day Gamer, Retro Tibion, Ty Lord Stevenson, like just all the other YouTubers posting their videos of the games they beat in 2024, and it was awesome. I think 2025 will also be another great year for gaming. Just a great year to just play games and enjoy the games that you already have in your collection. discover some of those games that you bought, you know, a decade ago and you were like, I want to play this, now's your opportunity. But I will say that I think 2025 will be a great year to kind of supplement or fill in pieces of your collection that you want to fill in. And I say that because my local game store went from having about half of the Nintendo shelf full and half of the Super Nintendo shelf full to now those shelves are full. You've seen these videos on YouTube about selling their collections, everybody selling their collections. And a lot of times, you know, some people sell their collections for a lot of different reasons. You outgrow the hobby, you have other life and family obligations, all that stuff. But a lot of these people that are selling their collections, and I call them sort of fringe community members, they sort of got into this thing late. It's a popular thing to do. They got back into it. Now it's too time consuming, too expensive, takes up too much space, and now they're getting out of it. And I always say that the last people in are going to be the first people out, and I think that's what's happening with retro game, at least the collecting aspect of it. I talk to Tyler about this all the time, and we went to Maxine's. I showed him, I said, these shelves about a month ago were half empty. These Nintendo shelves, and it was just like common titles, you know, sports titles, just real common stuff. Now there's actually some kind of good stuff on the shelf, reasonably priced, and Dave always hooks it up there, you know what I mean, gives you discounts and stuff like that. But you're finding better and better games on these Nintendo and Super Nintendo shelves because a lot of the people that bought in late maybe decide this isn't for them, and they're giving their collections and stuff back into the wild, at least to the game stores, which is also interesting because in my area we have a GameStop in Newark and a GameStop down in Heath. Both have closed. Now in my area, I feel like this is going to be a really good garage sale year and a really good go to Maxine's and find it there year, because you cannot imagine how much stuff gets traded into GameStop and then those games leave our local area and go back to the hub where they're sold online or whatever it is that they're doing with them. So I'm hoping that it's also going to be a great year for collecting, at least at garage sales, because these people don't really know, right? Like Soccer Mom, they just always take their stuff to GameStop, and now there are no GameStop. So hopefully these games will be out at the garage sales, and, you know, Maxine's, again, restocking the shelves with you know, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, even GameCube stuff, even common GameCube titles they've got a shelf and a half now. Usually they had like a half a shelf. So I think it's going to be a great year for gaming in general, and a great year to supplement and find things for your collection that you really want. All right, so that is going to do it. That is a very quick down and dirty channel update video for 2025. I hope you guys have an awesome 2025 when it comes to playing your games and building your collections, man, because that's great. What are some of your gaming goals? What are some of your collecting goals? Make sure that you leave a comment down below. That would be awesome. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share on social media. Don't forget to bang that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of your CM retro gaming goodness. Guys, take care of yourselves, and we will see you on the next one.